Well, you guys, I don't know what it's gonna take for this. I don't want to call him what I really want to call him this soon in the video, so we'll just go with Guy. I don't know what it's going to take for this guy to learn his lesson because he just doesn't stop. Per usual, Bendover has been on the internet fighting for his life, trying to convince people that he's actually a rich man. He's super rich, you guys, I promise, even though you never see him working. All the proof points to the fact that he lives with his parents and gets money from his mom. But I mean, he is such a wildly successful entrepreneur. That's why he's been making these videos wearing the same suit over and over again to prove to us that, duh, come on, don't you see? He is a successful businessman. You guys see the suit. Hello? I honestly don't even know how he finds the time between taking gay pictures and suckling his mom's teeth. I don't know how he finds the time to bless the internet with these cringy ass videos. I mean, this is the busiest businessman I've ever seen. My God. Thank God he left his wife to do this shit because I don't know what we would have done without these videos. And can we talk about the suit for a second? I swear to God, we've seen him wear this same damn suit about 100 times. At this point, I am fully convinced that this is the only one he owns. This crusty ass looking suit with the fur collar just keeps making appearances. I guess mommy finally bought him a businessman suit because she got tired of seeing him parade around in that all white Diddy outfit that he likes to wear to match with his dipshit brother. And now he just can't take the damn thing off. I mean, I get it. My cousin did the same thing when he got his first Spider-Man costume. She probably figured it was time that he get a proper costume for all these little videos where he plays make-believe and cosplays as a CEO. But the fur collar, dude, that is certainly a choice. Seriously, what legitimate businessman have you ever seen wearing a suit with a fur-trimmed collar? It looks like he borrowed it from the wardrobe department of a low-budget pimp movie or maybe a gay porno. The only thing that's missing is a top hat and a cane, so there you go. That's better. And just like somebody in his own comment section pointed out in that video saying, real men do not have time to make videos like this, twirling an umbrella, playing dress up with clothes that barely fit, with suits that he's worn 100 times that we know his mommy bought him, and dramatically walking towards the camera with no purpose, but thinking it's going to strike fear or envy in people while trying to look so important. Real rich people don't play with the umbrella that comes with the car because that ugly ass orange umbrella came with a Rolls Royce that, of course, he doesn't even own. So yeah, as you can see, he is just getting clowned on by everybody in his comment sections, in other videos, just across the internet. He is getting absolutely roasted. And speaking of fighting for his life, he still is not living down the PDF allegations. In fact, he just continues to make it worse for himself. He's made like 10 videos about it already and he continues to do so. I don't know why he just doesn't shut his mouth. I mean, I guess when you're living off your mom and you don't really have a career or business to worry about, you can do things like that. So not only has he been making these goofy ass videos trying to convince people that he's this rich, strong, successful alpha, but he's also been making videos trying to convince others that it's really not that big of a deal that he's a PDF. I mean, the laws are kind of tricky, and how can you really know the age of consent in different parts of the world when you're always traveling? I don't know how he thought this was a good idea, but I just have to say, how about let's just not kids? How about that? How about let's just not be attracted to kids? Usually people, or men, I should say, usually men who are not attracted to children, they don't really have to worry about things like this. It's kind of like one of those things. Tell me you're a PDF without telling me you're a PDF.
Probably never heard of the law of the land. Now let me explain to you something. Most men today travel the world. Now when they travel, they meet women. When they meet women in different places, the age of consent is also different. I had a guy who reached out to me and told me the age of consent in Italy is 14. Well, where I live in California, the age of consent is 18. So when I was 18 and got screwed for getting by a girl who was almost 16, if I was in Italy, that would have been perfectly fine. So now I have to ask you, is that fair for men? Because at the end of the day, if that poor 18-year-old comes right now to the US and dates a girl who is 17, he gets charged with something called statutory rape, even though she consented to this. Now, why would they call it? Have you thought about that? Maybe to hurt men. I mean, why else would they call it? If she wanted it and he wanted it. Oh, because she's underage. In my situation, I didn't sleep with a girl, so it wasn't considered, it was considered with them. But when you say Sounds bad, right? Like the girl was almost 16. Have you guys seen what a 16-year-old girl looks like today? With their makeup and their lip injections, working out and throwing their selfies. Looks like an adult. But why should it be so different when you think about the law of the land? If I would go up for president, I will make the age of consent worldwide the same. Probably make it 18. Why? Because I personally think that nobody under the age of 18 should do anything. Matter of fact, I think people should wait till marriage. The worst is that people sleep around before marriage, and then you see what's happening today. People are messed up. They have all these new needs. But at the end of the day, it's all going to be the same, my friend. Wait till marriage.
Wow, you guys, just wow. I mean, this argument makes absolutely no sense. First, he spends several minutes talking about how the age of consent laws are different around the world, as if that's somehow a defense. It isn't, of course. If you're in a country, you're expected to follow that country's laws. You don't get to say, well, this would have been legal somewhere else. If I drive 100 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone, I don't get to tell the cop, well, Germany has areas with no speed limit. That doesn't magically change the law where I'm standing. Then he pivots and says, actually, I think nobody under 18 should be having sex and people should wait until marriage. Okay, then why spend the first half of your video arguing about how unfair different ages of consent are? If your actual position is that nobody under 18 should be having sex, you've just undercut your own argument, you fucking idiot. Then he also says, she wanted it and he wanted it. But the age of consent isn't about willingness. It has nothing to do with that. It's about legal capacity. I mean, as an adult, you should understand that children cannot consent. Hello? That's why societies have age of consent laws in the first place. Those laws exist because minors are treated differently under the age of the law, regardless of whether they say yes or quote unquote wanted it. And then, guys, this is the creepiest part. He says the comment about how 16-year-olds look like adults because of makeup and lip fillers and because they're going to the gym. Ew. But that's completely irrelevant. Looking older doesn't make somebody legally older. And I'll have more to say on that later, but a fake ID doesn't make a 17-year-old suddenly 21, and makeup doesn't magically turn a minor into an adult. Finally, notice how he frames the issue as somehow being designed to hurt men. So disgusting. Age of consent laws apply regardless of gender. They apply to women too, you moron. They aren't written to target men. They are written to protect minors, but of course he's a PDF, so it makes sense that he would think they're written to hurt men like him. And I could not believe my ears. He actually tried to paint men who do this to children as the victims, saying, and I quote, that poor 18-year-old, without even giving a second thought to what the actual victims endure. He also claims that in his case, he didn't sleep with the girl, but that's not even an accurate way to say that. You cannot sleep with a minor. You can sexually abuse or rape a minor, but you cannot sleep with one. Despite what he's implying, he did have sexual contact with her. The reason he was convicted of a different offense is because he took a deal. You guys want to spot a PDF? Just listen to the way somebody talks. If somebody goes, have you seen 16-year-olds today with their makeup and their lip First of all, 15-year-olds do not have lip injections. I mean, maybe Kylie Jenner, but other than that, normal 15-year-olds are not walking around with lip injections. But for him to like act like he's getting off talking about a 16-year-old, they're going to the gym and all this other stuff. What? Why does this guy keep talking? How about you just shut up? Because this is not helping you in any way. Every time you talk, every time you yap your mouth, you just dig your hole deeper and deeper. You sound like a fucking idiot. So now that Ben knows he can't kids, he's been having a hard time and he's been trying to convince people that they should just pay for sex. And he's saying that he's now going to practice semen retention, except if he sees a 15-year-old, of course.
If you're dating in today's day and age and you're not dating for marriage and having children, you're making a big mistake. There's no need to date. Look, dating takes up all of your time and costs you money, and you just want the end results, which is sleeping with the other person. So in that case, it's way cheaper to go with a prostitute. She charges you $200 to $300 an hour. She comes and she gets the job done. No headache, no getting to know her, no having to go on different dates, no having to speak to her throughout the day. She doesn't consume any of your time. And these girls you're dating, you're not even really interested in them. So why invest? Now let me tell you what I do. I personally will never pay for sex, but I also don't want to date unless I'm going to marry the person, because it's wasting my time. Your highest form of currency, the most expensive currency that you own, is your time. And most people don't understand that we spend time without knowing what our balance is. So at any moment you could die. Why would I spend it or invest it on anybody else except somebody that is going to be my future wife who will bring me children? The one thing that I regret in my life, and I have here on the side says, I live my life with no regrets, is dating women that didn't want to have children, because I could have probably had 10 by now. So if you're a man out there, you should want to continue your legacy by having a bunch of children. So any woman that I do date, I ask her right away, do you want to have children? And if I see that she doesn't even have the potential to be a wife, I don't even go with her on the first date. Why to even date her? Why waste my time? I don't have time for that. So what do? I practice semen retention. Semen retention keeps you so powerful, so strong. You're controlling your urges. The urges that you feel like you need that. I control my urges. I've been on semen retention for over 100 days now. I don't give a damn about sleeping with anybody. And the women that I will target will be a woman that's going to be my wife and bring me children right now. Nothing else. Other than that, focus on your mission. Because when you focus on your mission, the focus will eventually be on you.
Jesus Christ. So this is one of those moments where you have to separate what someone is saying from whether or not they're actually living by the principles that they're preaching. He's telling young men that they should only date for marriage, only pursue women who want children, avoid wasting time on casual relationships, and focus on building a strong family legacy. Okay, but let's look at the messenger. This is someone who publicly says that family is everything, yet by his own history has acknowledged walking away from his marriage because he wanted to focus on being a lolcow on the internet and getting laughed at. He's also someone who lost custody of his own child for an alleged domestic violence incident involving the child's mother. So you're telling men that the highest priority should be becoming a husband and a father when you're not even modeling that shit yourself. He also says if you're not dating for marriage, you might as well hire a prostitute because it's cheaper and it doesn't waste your time. A minute later, he says, oh, but I would never personally pay for sex. So which message are young men supposed to take away? You're recommending a behavior that you immediately say that you wouldn't engage in yourself. Besides, this pathetic motherfucker has already admitted to being used for money by his wife. Guess she was taking all of Benny's allowance money, but then he goes on to talk about women almost entirely in terms of what they can provide him. Will she be my wife? Will she have my children? Nothing wrong with wanting marriage or kids, but it's all about what they can do for him. And let's be so for real, this guy has nothing to offer. He's broke, he lives with his mom, he has a horrible history, horrible track record. He wants all these things from a woman, but yet he can provide nothing. And then he says his biggest regret is dating women who didn't want children because he could have had like 10 kids by now. The number of children is not what defines a good father. Being present, providing stability, treating the mother of your child with respect, and actually raising those kids is what matters. And he has done none of those. So why does he want more kids when he doesn't even take care of the one he has now? Guys, anyone can get on Instagram and tell people how to live. You can't just listen to the words someone is saying. You have to look at their track record. And one line that freaked me the hell out was when he said, those are the women I target.
And the women that I will target.
Given his past, that is an incredibly poor choice of words. If you have a publicly known conviction involving a minor, you should probably be a lot more careful with your language because it's starting to sound like you're looking for your next victim.
You're controlling your urges. The urges that you feel like you need that.
So yeah, you guys, as you can see, Azoulay is just fucking going downhill like crazy, just acting like a complete weirdo. I don't know what the hell that was all about, but his videos on his Instagram and I think TikTok as well, they just keep getting weirder and weirder. They just make no goddamn sense. And he's always regurgitating these corny ass quotes that he keeps reading from like an Eckhart Tolle book or some shit.
Focus on your mission, because when you focus on your mission, the focus will eventually be on you.
It's just so pathetic. And like he likes to act in that video, in every single video, he acts like he's so busy.
I don't have time for that.
I want to know what he does all day that makes him so much busier than any other man, because that was also his excuse for leaving his wife, was that he just didn't have time. He needed to like pursue his dreams of being an internet lolcow, and he needed to really focus on that. But like, what is he doing? What is he so busy with? All he does is make videos and get made fun of. Does it really take you all day to do that? It's just wild to me. But anyways, that's what he's been up to. I wanted to give you that quick update because I do have another update about him coming soon, and I just wanted to make sure we were all caught up. But other than that, you guys, let me know if you like this video. Please like it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Take care.